Hey YouTube! Today we are going to do Dock of the Bay, Otis Redding. Classic, timeless song. Great band. It's the Stax record label, house band for the most part. On guitar you got Steve Cropper, Donald Duck Dunn on the bass, Booker T from Booker T and the MGs on the keys, organ or piano. All backing up the great Otis Redding. So let's look at some of the details here. So it's in the key of G. They're going to do the G chord as a root 4. So that's like an F chord. You move it up 2 frets. Okay, so if I have an F here, notice my third finger is on an F note. Okay, so I just move it up 1, 2 frets. Now you're on a G chord. Okay, so before we do the strumming pattern, let's just look at the basic chords of the verse. You have a G, root 4, to B, that's on the 7th fret, to a C, 8th fret, to an A chord, 5th fret. Okay, so let's kind of look at the pattern here. Kind of sparse in the background at first, in the beginning of the song before he starts doing a lot of really cool fill work. Okay, so let's take a look at the basic strumming pattern. They're going to open up with this, he's just hanging out on a G chord before they go into the verse progression. You get this starts his vocals. One time. Then he's going into the chorus. Okay, actually let's break down the pattern a little bit. Let me see if I can get in the film here. Here we go. Okay, you're going to go down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Just keep it real simple to start with before you can add more or less, but keep it simple to start with. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, or down, down, up, down, up. Okay, that'll get you going on the pattern, and keep in mind once the song goes to the second verse, you're not going to be playing too much rhythm if you're doing the lead guitar work. Before we get into the chorus, which we are going to do the fill work for it, let's look at the chords. So key of G, G is the 1 chord, to B major, which is making the 3 chord major. Typically B in the key of G would be a B minor chord. He's got B major. To a C, which is the 4 chord. Then he goes down to A major, which is making the 2 chord major. Typically you'd have A minor in the key of G. These are the things. These are the things that make this, it kind of adds twist to the song that really, I mean, it made it a timeless classic. So you've got this. I do that 2 times. Now, they're going to do some cool fill work, but let's look at the chords that would be behind the chorus. So he's got G to an E major. Typically in the key of G, you'd have E minor. So E minor in the key of G, it's what's called the relative minor. It's the strongest minor chord in the key. And for you to take the 6th chord and make it major, you typically don't have the 6th chord is minor as well. It can be tricky to use, but usually when it's done and done right, it equals big hits. So they've got G to an E, G to an E, G to an A, back to G to an E. Now, you're not going to play that. That's what we're going to outline with this fill work. So let's look at some scale layouts here. You've got pentatonic 1, scale 1 in G major is right there. Scale 5 on the other side. Okay? So that's really all we're going to use of scale 5. So to lay out this classic lick, I'm going to bar with my first finger the high E and the B string on the 10th fret. I'm going to hammer on the third finger onto the B string of the 12th fret. Okay? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 12th fret G string. Now I'm going to put my second finger before it. So my second finger is on the 11th fret G string. First finger is on the 10th fret B string, making this minor third. Okay? So we're going to do this a couple of times here. Now the third time after it, we're going to move. Now for that ending, I could have hammered it on like that. So let's look at some of the details here. You've got this really cool minor third section, scale 5, pentatonic G major. 1 time, 2 times. Third time we're going to move. So you can do it either way. You could hammer that on the end, or that might be easier for some people if it's hard to jump to the hammer-on. So what's up with that? Well, Steve Cropper is hammering on to the G sharp note, so he's outlining the E major chord. Okay, the G sharp is the third of the E major chord. So it's just a timeless piece. So when you get into the second verse, things change really quick. You don't play that much rhythm anymore. Keep in mind you've got a great bass line and some piano parts in the back. So the second verse, you'd have G to the B. Then I'm going to jump up to the 16th fret, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Now I'm going to grab this major third right here on the double dot. So my first finger is on the 12th fret. Second finger's on the 13th fret B string. Okay, let's go over that again. And then we'll talk about the details of what that really is. So you've got the G, the 1 chord, to the B, he throws that in right there. It's kind of cool. So what the heck's going on there? He's got the 1 chord, which we've done. The B, which is what he's doing. Then he's got this little cool fill to the... That's actually a major third of a C chord, like a D shape. Just like he walked down from the C as the root 4F to the A, he's doing the same thing here. So you see this is your C chord, but he's just doing the major third of it. Down to an A, Then he's going to do this, it's kind of like the chorus fill again. There's the B, back to the C, walk down. And it really doesn't matter, like if you wanted to use your first and second finger instead of your third, whatever is easy. Deliver the song, make it sound good. So the second half of the second verse, now I could just keep those two fingers there, or if you're more comfortable, you can do whichever fingers you want. Then we're back to the chorus. One time. Two times. Third time, we're going to move. Okay, now we're at the bridge. So we've got sixes, intervals of sixes. And without getting into a lot of detail about what sixes are and how to lay them out and really make them useful, I'm just going to play the part. If you guys want me to do a video on sixes, intervals of sixes, and how to use them, classic tools for country, blues, rock, soul, you name it. So basically, 5th fret, I'm going to have my third finger on the high E, my second finger's on the G. I'm skipping the B string, okay? I'm going to use these two fingers all the time when I do these 6 shapes, okay? Without, well, we'll get to the other shape towards the end. So okay, let's look at that. So, third finger, 5th fret, high E string. Second finger, 5th fret, G string. I'm going to block the B string with the back side of my second finger. So I should get that, okay? So I'm going to pick again, slide. Now I'm going to do the same shape of a 6, but now I'm on the B string, 5th fret with my third finger. Second finger is the D string, 5th fret. I'm just going to go right into a slide to the 7th fret, pull back. Okay, so you're going to get this. That's one time. 2 times. Third time. Now on the third time, I'm going to, now off my second finger, I'm going to slide my second finger to the 11th fret of the G string and watch what my first finger is going to do. So now I've got the first finger on the 10th fret, high E string. So these are your 6 shapes, okay? And if you use the fingerings I just showed you, you can get these things going fast if you needed to. That's not what's called for in the song. So let's go over that. I'll do it slow, then full speed. So that's pretty much what you're going to do in the bridge there. Third time. Now, okay, so now it takes us to the third verse, the last verse, and instead of doing any chords, he's going to just stay on this riff here, And it's the scale 5 pentatonic riff he does in the chorus. He opens up the verse like that. There's our major third. That's the outline of the B chord. He's just going to hit and slide up 1 fret. And he's going to do it again. Then throws that little piece in again, back to the C. Then you're right at the end of the song here. You're just going to do the chorus again. 1 time. 2 times. Now, at the end, he's just going to hang out on this G chord. To an E. See how you can just back your hand up like it's an F, but just take off your first finger? So if you have G, F sharp, F, E. Okay, so you just... Okay, so that pretty much covers the lead guitar parts on the song. I also teach and play bass. If anyone wants me to do the bass line for this, I could do that. If anybody wants me to do a video on how you would sing and play this, personally, when I sing lead on this, I typically don't do all that stuff. It's hard to sing and play those parts at the same time. You can do it. You really got to work on it. Just basically really memorize it. Maybe sacrifice some of the emotional delivery of the lyrics, and the vocals. But anyways, if you guys have any comments, suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day.